Greetings everyone, Charles Makumba is my name. I'm here to present the paper Challenges Associated with Tender Documentation During Contract Management on Public Sector Projects. The paper is co-authored together with Professor Kajimo-Shakantu and Fazan Thomas. The paper's outline is as follows. First, we look at the background, objectives, methodology, findings, discussion, and conclusion. The study background. Public sector funds are often wasted through mismanagement of projects and unethical practices. Literature indicates that generally the public sector is fraught with challenges associated with cost and time overruns in construction projects. Globally, it is recognized in the construction industry where strategies need to be implemented in order to reduce rework and improve project performance. Alinitwe et al. Found that changes in scope which resulted in cost overruns were due to incomplete designs, lack of clients' understanding of the consequences on cost, and time related to their request to change the scope. It is essential that changes required on a construction site which have substantial financial impacts are prevented through adequate initial planning. Previous studies have been done on construction industry's perceptions and reputation of various stakeholders relating to money being currently wasted through unethical business practices on public sector funded projects. Literature indicates as well that construction projects are confronted with challenges of cost and time overruns. There is need to address poor planning such as the contractual documentation and ethical behavior which have an impact on how projects are planned initially. Previous studies have only elaborated on the intervention of general project management and not on specific areas within the procurement stage of a project, which can actually lead to loopholes resulting in cost overruns or a waste of public funds and thus remains a problem. This area has been under-researched in previous studies, a knowledge gap to which the present study will contribute. The study investigated challenges associated with tender documentation during contract management, which make public sector projects susceptible to mismanagement of funds and how to mitigate such. In terms of the methodology, the study adopted a qualitative approach which used multiple case studies to obtain an in-depth understanding of the phenomenon under study. Primary and secondary data was obtained through semi-structured interviews and document analysis. The use of a case study was best suited to explore the problem identified, which is part of pre-tender documentation as a cause for cost and time overruns on projects. The case studies were fit for the purpose of the present study and provided opportunities to identify how the projects reacted to similar situations to enable a comparative analysis. The selected case studies involved 3 school projects in the Free State Province in South Africa. These were chosen based on a non-probability purposive sampling strategy to inform the study. Due to ethical reasons, the identities of the selected projects and implementing agents could not be disclosed. To maintain anonymity and confidentiality, letters of the alphabet A, B, and C were used, while for the interviews their profession as well as numbers were assigned, e.g. Project Manager 1, Quantity Surveyor 1. Case study documents and semi-structured interviews were conducted with officials, professional service providers, and contractors who worked on the construction of school projects. These were selected using sampling based on their knowledge, experience, and involvement of the case study projects. The data was analyzed manually using themes which emerged from the study. Findings. Firstly, with regards to capacity of officials, The study found that the supervising team had 5 unregistered project managers, 3 professional architects, 3 professional quantity surveyors, 7 candidate quantity surveyors, 5 unregistered civil engineers, 1 registered and 1 unregistered electrical engineer, 1 registered and 1 unregistered mechanical engineer. These were responsible for the designs, management, and completion of projects, as well as the implementation of client departments. The total number of projects that the department under study was currently running amounted to 55 in number at different stages. From the above finding, it is evident that there is not enough capacity to manage the workload by these officials. Tender and appointment. Projects A, B, and C, the findings revealed that none of the appointed tenders on each separate project had a full team of professionally registered technical members, especially that of project managers and quantity surveyors. The findings suggest that the appointment of this service provider went against the procurement guidelines as set out in the CIDB 2011. Cost overruns projects A, B, and C. From the initial contract price, project A contract value increased by 17 million, project B by 11 million, and project C by 12 million as shown below.
Discussions and implications. The results show that those in charge of preparing the tender documents did not have the necessary knowledge or expertise to develop good quality documents. Findings show that inadequate information provided to bidders at the tender stage resulted in offers which did not cover all the needs required to complete the projects within the desired cost and time. The results also show that the tender documents required detailed designs only after the bid offer was accepted. For this reason, certain contractors priced highly for specific items. The findings further reveal the prevalence of unethical behavior resulting from poor scope definition in tender documents. Most of these were made possible by the loopholes in the tender documents. Conclusions and recommendations. The study concludes that challenges associated with tender documentation during contract management of public sector projects were affected by a lack of knowledge by those implementing procurement and inefficiencies in the tender document, which lead to cost and time overruns. In order to overcome shortcomings in the tender document, the public sector needs to appoint qualified personnel and train their existing employees accordingly. This will ensure that a higher standard of documentation is advertised for tender, which contains a site-specific scope in line with the client's requirements. Further, this will reduce the number of variations and eliminate loopholes for unethical behavior. Thank you very much.